know who the Matildas are, I envy you thoroughly. Now, the Matildas are, I don't know, a little group of lesbians that like to kick a ball around, and Australia pretends that they're good. You might have remembered their leader, Sam Kerr, a couple of weeks ago was in some dirty hot water for throwing up in a cab in the UK and then refusing to pay for cleaning, harassing the cab driver, trying to kick in his windows with a drunken lesbian friend, and then calling a cop white bastard or something like that along those lines, which I really don't care what you call cops. I mean, they deserve it half the time anyway. But getting in trouble for saying someone's a white bastard, I don't really care. But it needs to be a two-way street. Like, you can't say white bastard if I can't say, I'm not going to say that on YouTube because I'm better than that. If you want to hear me say it, go onto Rumble and or X. But, so no one really cares about the Matildas because they're useless and they're shit at their job. And we just pump their team full of money to keep them playing because that's, DEI for you. But we'll get into the story here. Just a joke, gendered commentary on women's sports is unnecessary and damaging for Megan. Oh, Megan. You have a face like a smashed crab. From someone who looks like that, honestly, like you couldn't get raped in a refugee camp in the middle of Syria, honestly. But, let's all listen to this woman and her great opinion, shall we? Great strides have been made in the past few years, but Marty Sheargold's Triple M radio rant shows a battle for equality is far from over. It was just a joke. How many times have those words been uttered over the years as self-proclaimed good blokes slip up and make comments that appear to reveal their real views? By now, many thousands of words have been written about Triple M presenter Marty Sheargold and his joke that missed the mark about the Matildas. However, it's the attitudes that this joke represent that are most interesting to examine. Much of the backlash, former hockey roo Rosie Maloney posted a clip from Sheargold's show on Instagram from people expressing shock that this kind of attitude still exists in 2025. My God, can you imagine men don't like watching women's sports in 2025? It's because it's been shit for the entire time it's been there. It's been subsidized by men. I mean, I don't watch soccer or football anyway, but women's sports is a joke in this industry. I mean, soccer is gay anyway. I mean, no one really cares. But about women's soccer, women's football, women's tennis, it's, maybe women's tennis. I mean, you got some big names. I mean, everyone knows some of the, Maria Sharapova and things like that. I mean, everyone knows some of those names. Maybe you guys are just shit at your job. Maybe that's the problem. There was a sense, particularly after the success of a Women's World Cup on home soil in 2023. Success! There wasn't any success. The women's sport had finally overcome the last of its barriers. But comments like this keep bringing to light the very real-life beliefs that lie just below the surface, ready to unveil themselves as soon as women have the nerve to put out a subpar performance. It only takes a quick perusal of the comments section of a news website and social media channels of the articles posted about these women's sports to see jokes like Sheargold's rear their head multiple times. While many assume that these beliefs are held by a minority of older men, dinosaurs who cannot move from the times while the rest of us have evolved. Oh, God. This is going to be a tough one. Incidents like this expose the widespread nature of these opinions. While they may seem out of touch, these opinions persist because they are held up by the actions of those in power. Now, let's give you some background on this. This guy, Marty Sheargold, apparently a Triple M radio host in Melbourne. Not that anyone would listen to that. Who listens to radio, honestly, anymore. He made a rather off-the-cuff joke that he would rather nail his pecker to the table than watch women's soccer or women's football or something along those lines. Whatever it was. I don't blame him. maybe that's a kink of his, but yeah, honestly, he's not far off the point. Like, it's a joke. He's a comedian, apparently, and even if he's not a comedian, you're allowed to make jokes, whether you're a comedian or not. And apparently, all the lesbians in Australia are rather upset about that. When women are still paid a fraction of what their male counterparts receive. Okay, you are paid less because you do less. Every woman in my industry is paid the same, if not more than me, per hour. I work longer hours means I get more money. This is simple for you. We'll slow it right down. I'll get a crayon and I'll fucking write it down for you. When you do less work and produce less, you get paid less. We're not paying you just more because you have a vagina. Okay? Can we figure that out? Because this lie about like the gender pay gap in just about everything is really friggin' old now. How many like times you women want to be proved wrong? Oh my God. None of this is to say that women are above criticism. Oh, no. Perish the thought. No doubt the Matildas themselves would understand the valid critique that has been levelled at them for their losses thus far in the She Believes Cup. Oh, She Believes Cup. That sounds fucking great. There are many analytical, well-thought-out articles that have been published over the last week which have not drawn this ire. The issue comes from the fact that these comments from Sheargold were so unnecessarily gendered. Oh, here we go. By comparing the term team to 10-year-old girls, he draws on the social attitudes of girls, and girlishness are instinctively laughable and yet unserious. There is a long history of society not taking girls seriously. It's because you're not serious. What's that old saying? If it bleeds for a week and doesn't die, I won't trust it. From mocking the kind of music they like, which is fair because most of you bitches listen to Taylor Swift and shit like that, and that's disgusting. Hey, out there are plenty of heavy metal chicks that I admire. There are plenty of heavy metal chick singers. There's heaps of them. You got Lasuna Coil. You got what's a less. Oh, Pretty Reckless. She's great. Even Lady Gaga's got some bangers. But, you know, there's plenty of awesome chicks in the music industry. It's just Taylor Swift is not one of them. I know she makes a lot of money, has a lot of fans, but she is not one of them. And pointing that out and making jokes about it is just the Australian way. I don't know. Maybe get over yourselves a little bit. From mocking their kind of music and the books they read, like, 50 Shades of Grey and Twilight, which are... mock away. Everyone gets to mock them. The way they speak, they run, they throw. Oh, as you throw like a girl comment. Oh, hurt someone's feelings. But putting the Matildas in the realm of girls, you are girls. Sheargold was trying to, whether consistently or consciously, or unconsciously, take away the little power they had earned from dragging women's sport into the spotlight. The only reason that the Matildas is in the spotlight is for bad things. It's because your racist team leader got drunk in a cab and threw up everywhere and then called a copper a white cunt or something. It's not because you were playing well. It's not because you won anything. It's not because you did a good job. It's because your team leader's a whinging bitch. Whoopie-doo. It's every time the Matildas come out into public spotlight, it's always some home and away drama. It's never because they did good and they won this match and look how well we're doing, yay, lesbians. It's not because of anything positive. It's always negative. So maybe if you stop, focusing on the drama aspect and Instagramming and, going out and getting drunk and throwing up in people's fucking cabs, you might... and focus, all your time and energy on learning how to play better, you might actually, do a better fucking job. It's particularly worrying that the comparison to girls seems so naturally derogatory, further solidifying the notion that the very idea of girls playing sport is comical. It is comical in a lot of ways. As Melbourne AFLW player Sared Taylor noted on Instagram, year 10 is when girls around 15 years old, which is precisely the age when many girls stop playing sport. Do you know why? Do you know why they stop playing sport at 15? I'm not going to say it. Anyway, it's because they're not kids anymore and they're growing up into adults and they have other things on their mind. Whether it's boys, whether it's possibly going and having kids in the future or getting a job, sports, you don't get to just live in the reality where I'm a kid all the time and playing sports, it's great. When you turn 15, a lot of the time, I was out homeless when I was 14, so I already had a full-time job. When you're 15, a lot of kids have other things on their mind. Probably a lot of it's just social media and shit like that. With concerted efforts being made to keep the girls participating in sport, whether or not they may be the future Matildas or simply lifelong grassroots participants, it is disheartening to see that the persistent idea is allowed to flourish. Commentary like She Goals is one of the reasons that who are deeply embedded in women's sports are so wary of outsiders of the first move is not to come in with a condemnation because it quickly becomes gendered. It is not simply a poor performance of a team or individual, it is a demonization that women are simply not suited for tough landscape of sport. Women are not suited for a lot of things. Men are not suited for a lot of things as well. It's just the way the world works. I'm sorry, this woman who wrote this article, it may be retarded, I'm not sure, but Megan Maurice, shame on you for, I'm going to put it out there, $20 that she's a lesbian, and blames men for everything. Like most women on Twitter who are complaining about men, blame men for everything. But no one cares about the Matildas because you guys don't care about the Matildas. The women don't care about the Matildas, so why the fuck should men? If the women can't come out and watch them play and support them, donate money, and give them funding and things like that, and the government has to give them funding because no one else will, then that's not our fault as a man. It's not our fault that you guys can't kick a goal or do whatever you do. I don't know. You look like a bunch of retards anyway. But it's not our fault as a man because you guys don't support your own female teams. Because men, I guarantee you, are the highest majority of highest group of individuals that watch any sports, probably including women's sports. I'd say that men probably watch more women's sports than women watch women's sports. Just by, I'll have to Google that. I'm just making shit up right now. Let's go with it. But women don't watch sports in general compared to men. And you look at things like UFC. You've got some fantastic fighters out there like Ronda Rousey. Fantastic. I remember the first time I ever saw a fight. The best fight of the night was two chicks kickboxing the absolute piss out of each other. And there's some tough women. But you bitches running around kicking a ball, falling over and pretending that you hurt yourself, and then getting drunk and blaming it on the white man. You're not winning any friends. You're not winning any actual tough women that have, I don't know, I wouldn't say balls, but tough women, like people that get in a ring and beat the shit out of another person, or they've been through a lot. They've had kids and are a tough son of a bitch. I've met some tough women in my life, and I've got a sister who's 1 out of 6 of us, and she is a tough son of a bitch, I'll give you that. But these women that are earning quite a lot of money for doing quite a little amount of winning and doing anything, and they're, all the money with the sponsors and Instagram and Facebook and all that crap they make as well, they do fuck all for it. They just complain. And I feel bad for the other chicks on the Matildas team that don't do the shit that Sam Kerr does and are just there to play the game and carry on. But, maybe get rid of the bull dyke leading them and cut your losses. You're allowed to make jokes here in Australia for now. Nailing your dick to a table instead of watching the Matildas is a funny joke. Is it the best joke? No. Is it the crudest joke? Definitely not. Have you ever watched anything that on the internet before? Have you seen some funny things on the internet before? I don't know. But Australia has lost its way with being able to joke about shit. And I don't think it's actually Australia as a whole. I think it's just a bunch of woke bitches in Melbourne and Brisbane and Sydney and Adelaide. And to an extent that people even have the internet in Perth. Who knows? Darwin, they definitely don't have the internet. They're all drunk up there anyway. But, the people that are turning this into something that it's not, really should have a deep hard look at themselves. Someone made a joke about the Matildas. Fucking get over it. No one cares, bro. Like, can't turn this into some women's suffrage shit because someone made a joke about their shitty performance. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you reckon Australia is headed for the dumps with China circling us, Zelensky dragging us into World War III, and the Matildas killing us from within, and we're getting, fired from our jobs for making jokes? Hopefully that happens to me. It'd be quite entertaining anyway. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.